Well, anything's hard for people who want life to be easy. That's a quote. See, that's
his quote. I don't need that heat. I'm chilling. You want your life to be easy? Go be easy. It's fine. You'll come and work for us later.
But and then so we have 2 masterminds that right now are only for men.
Okay.
And but they're also for high level, high achieving elite businessmen. And
are you going to open up? So essentially this was like the tribe of 12 you talked about opening up.
Right. So I ended up with 2 tribes of 12, basically.
2 tribes of 12. And are you thinking about opening up a third one? Would you open up a third one to people on this? Could we list a number and open up a third one to Battle Ready? Or do you think it doesn't make sense to just keep it word of mouth?
Well, it's been completely word of mouth. No one's even heard about it except by private invitation.
Okay.
So what I would say is that if you're interested in more high-level coaching or a mastermind like that, maybe email us. So is there a way they can email us at Battle Ready?
They can, but I don't want them to.
And but you have to apply and you have to qualify.
Yeah, you have to apply and qualify. Yeah.
And the reason is because for some people, where they're at in their life, what you're getting for free on Sunday morning is what you need.
Right.
And so you're applying that and really elevating, actualizing those principles. You don't need to pay money for the next level of things. But what you do need to realize is that people who achieve greatness always have a coach, if not multiple coaches.
Right.
And so there's an interesting irony. People who usually do things poorly don't think they need a coach. People who do things well know they need a coach. I remember when Mariah was, even like 8-9 years ago, and she was really launching a lot of Mosaic's worship. And one of the frustrations she came to me and shared with me was that she has a vocal coach.
Yeah.
And she's been going to a vocal coach since she was young.
And her vocal coach, the one she was with at the time especially, did everyone.
Yeah.
Like did Paramore, did all these massive singers in LA and Nashville and New York.
That's because the best singers all had vocal coaches.
They all know they need a vocal coach to keep them in a good spot.
And then there are people who wanted to join Mosaic's, worship teams. And when Mariah said you need a vocal coach, they would be offended.
Yeah.
And they refused to go get coaching. And Mariah would come to me and say, what do I do when the people who have some raw talent, but they're just not good enough, but they think they're too good for coaching?
Right.
And she goes, I tell them, I have a coach.
Yes.
And the unspoken statement is, I'm way better than you, and I have a coach, and you're not that good, and you don't think you need a coach.
Yeah.
My experience in life is the people who have a hard time being told that they're not great, they don't go get a coach. and it's one of those situations in my stage in life, it's kind of impossible to quote have a coach. So I have a lot of coaches. Yeah. I mean, let me tell you, the reason I hang around, other than the fact I love these guys, they're like my friends, but I'm around John Gordon, and I'm around Ed Milet, and I'm around Paulo Lima and Jamie Lima, and these people are in my life, and they're my friends, and they're the best in the world at what they do.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it sharpens my mind. I'm in a room with these people.
So really you do the tribe thing. Sorry, I'm cutting off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm in a tribe.
So you talk about doing the tribe because you want to essentially open up your relationships and open up people who join this tribe to new relationships, to people who are like-minded, to people who are the best at what they do, the people who are obviously going and taking ground in their business world and in their personal life on a spiritual level, and who want to be around people who see the world in a similar way.
Yeah,
and see the world differently, but in this way that we need to take ground and build business and go forward.
Yeah, because it's not that they need me as much to coach them. They need the environment that I can curate that helps them elevate with other people.
Right.
It's really they may need me too.
No, yeah, and they need you and they need each other. And I think that looking at your friend group as well, like it's really encouraged me to go, okay, I need to make sure that people that I am spending time with, predominant amount of time with, are pursuing the things that I find interesting or find great, that they don't just accept the status quo. I don't hang out with average. I never really have. Austin knows it. I'm very, very, very specific in that way.
Yeah.
Like, I might get a coffee with you, but I genuinely, unless you're going for it, I'm not going to spend that much time with you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather spend time with myself. You know, I'd rather spend time with you. I tell you this a lot. I'm like, oh, the person has to be really interesting if I'm not gonna hang out with you. You're the other person to hang out with all the time. Like if it's gonna take a night away from like hanging out with the family, then it has to be interesting. It has to be worthwhile, right? But with that, you have created an incredible tribe of you have like a small one. It's two, maybe one hand of your close guy friends that you know, and Jamie, who's, you know, married to Paulo, but great people that you genuinely spend a lot of time with or spend a lot of time talking with and sharpening each other. And it's so important, right? To have people in your world, in your field, and in other fields that are actually going for it, but really just trying to break into the next level of their life. And you're really good at making sure it's not about money, that it's not just about success, that it's not just about these somewhat oftentimes limiting milestones, but actually making it about, you know, about your character, about building a foundation, about thinking, being thoughtful, being kind. I used to beat that into me when I was younger. Be kind. I was always like, that feels so weak to me, you know. And now realizing, I think, well, when you turn 34, you realize nothing at 24 is right. Everything you think is stupid. Or you realize you just don't know anything, and then it's okay to have opinions, to have thoughts. You need opinions. You need a worldview. As one of the two things you told me were like, you know, just understand you don't know everything, and that's okay. And at 34, I realized, I was like, oh wow, I really didn't know anything, and now I know I don't know anything. So now everything's a blank slate, and I can learn more. And at 23, I think it was just absorbing a lot, and you absorb a lot, and you need to have opinions. The other thing you said was have a worldview, and I didn't even understand what that meant at the time. Like how do you see the world, and care about how you see the world, and be able to explain how you see the world to someone else.